This just popped up into my brain. I once met an extra on a film set. And he mentioned how in movies, when people are drinking coffee, there's no liquid in the cup. You can always tell that it's empty. There's nothing in there. And well, ever since he pointed that out, whenever I see a movie or a TV show and someone's drinking a cup of coffee, either out of like one of those 7-Eleven kind of cups, plastic cups, or a mug, I always check, and sure enough, they seem to be mostly always pretending. So, let's see what you discover.
This is Robert from Twin Peaks, and you're listening to Inspirado, Projecto. Got a light?
I just had this idea for a movie about a guy who hates going to jury duty. Maybe he went to his first jury duty and it was just terrible. It scarred him. Terrible by his standards. Maybe not so terrible by someone else's standards. But there he was in jury duty and he didn't like it one bit. So as time goes on, he ends up keep getting called in for jury duty, and he keeps doing whatever he can to not go into jury duty. So at those times where the judge asks you do you work from home? That's an opportunity to get out of doing jury duty. You say that you work from home. Come up with something. Don't listen to me. 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 Don't listen to a word I'm saying. I have no idea what I'm talking about. All these episodes, I'm just philosophizing. I'm jamming on the what if. Jamming on the what if. So I'm imagining a movie where a series of events happen where he just gets out of doing jury duty. So maybe so the movie is a few of those versions. So we see him at least like at 3 different courtrooms, maybe montages and intercut with other courtrooms, and him just coming up with excuses and finding good ways to get out of it. I was just thinking of such a funny, I mean, oh my gosh. You just start. I was just thinking, looking over at the stenographer, the person who's writing it down, the court typist, and you just look at them and they go, she is typing me talking right now, she is typing me talking, she's typing me talking about her typing about me talking about her typing. She's typing about me talking about her typing about me talking. She's typing about me talking about her typing her typing about me talking about her typing about me talking about her typing me talking about her talking. Oh man. Typing and talking. She is typing and I am talking, and she is typing me talking about her typing and me talking and me typing. It becomes sort of like this Dr. Seuss, the Seussian, typing and talking and talking and typing. She is typing about me talking about her typing about me talking about her typing. She's typing it. She's typing about me talking about her typing it. She's typing it out about what I am talking about. She's typing, I'm talking, she's typing. She is typing while I am talking about her typing about me talking. Oh my gosh. It just keeps going. The hits just keep on coming. So, just all these crazy things that he does in jury duty to get out of it. And this could be a movie within a movie. So the guy within the movie starts making a movie about what he thinks is the best way to do jury and to save lots of money from the youth. Save from everyone from having to go to college to become a lawyer. This is a method I invented, and I think I talked about it before. And this is my theory. I'm wondering now if I should give you the theory. I realize that I don't have to give. Who am I giving this to? Is it me? Who's the audience? Me? Is that who I'm talking to this whole time? Ultimately, what is that? We're born alone, we die alone. I was talking with someone about the idea of, the cloud. I think we were talking about this in an episode. The cloud is up there with all our data. And that's the new thought cloud. The thought cloud. It's like this. You're becoming the thought cloud. This format is becoming thought cloud. So we were talking about how when you die, they just inject that thought cloud right back in your brain. So you got to take that with you when you travel off into the next dimension. It's like you're injected with it. Let's put it on that. That SD card. Someone will have that implanted into them. That's my prediction. We figured out how to wire up electronics. To the human body and basically make cyborgs. We figured that out. So we will figure out a way to conduit our brain, our memory. I mean, let's say, for instance, you got an SD card. You're able to plug it in your arm. Collect the data, all those ideas. that you had been brainstorming about. There, now saved. Incredible. I was reading articles before how they were figuring out how to figured out how to inject the binary code of E equals MC squared. They figured out how to inject this binary code into one cell on the human. I thought that's miraculous. That's miraculous. Imagine if you build a video game utilizing each of those cells. There's a program. You put a program in there. So does that program affect? Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. Because it's all vibrations. It's all intentions. So if you inject zeros and ones in there, I mean, it had to have been born from somewhere, so to speak. Those bits of information came from somewhere that were, bam, injected in there. Those zeros and ones, it's not like they were, as far as I know, I don't think they were actual, like pieces of plastic or something. Zero, like lottery balls, but tiny, tiny, tiny. Zeros and ones. Could you imagine that? Jingling and jangling. They microscopic size it, even smaller than like fish eggs. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Enough to somehow cram. So you got... Yeah, it's E equals MC squared. It's spelled on zeros and ones. However that is, that's incredible. And they inject it somehow into the cell? What happens then? Whose body was this? What did it take to that? What happened? What happens if there's a virus? I don't want to say that. What happens if there's a spell casted, a very magical spell that enables them to levitate, and that's injected into the cell? The spell in the cell. The spell in the cell. Because the cell is like a container. It's like a mason jar. It's a container. You put the mason in the jar and you close it all up. You put the mason in the jar. You say, hey, I just woke up. You put the mason in the jar. And you shake it all up. So check out... No, I'm not going to tell you to do that. Check out instead dominoiff.com. Check it out. See what it's all about. Oh, by the way, we have another sailed out show. Saturday. Coming up. Yachtley Crew. And will I be recording behind the scenes? You bet your bottom dollar. You bet your bottom dollar. You bet your bottom dollar. Yeah, I'd be crazy. I would be crazy to not record. This is all documentation. All documentation. So I'm thinking in that movie, the guy, he ends up making a movie about what he thinks would be the most sort of utopian way of doing a jury. And this is it. Okay, this is it. This is my idea. Here we go. Have you ever seen the movie CQ? You ever seen that? It's good. It's a movie within a movie. Roman Coppola directed it. Oh, whoops. That was Best of Mozart. I really wanted to play that Mozart back there. Give me my Mozart, 432 HZ. Give me my Mozart,
432 HZ, give me my Mozart. 432 HZ, oh, can't you see?
There he is. There he is. There he is, yeah. Beethoven, yeah. Beethoven. Whoops. What are we doing here? What are we doing here in this very strange place? Okay? Okay, everybody? Okay? Hold your brains together, people. So, CQ is sometimes black and white. And it's sometimes something else, and sometimes it's even something else. Okay. Wow. Where's that flash of insight? Okay. What if the Pagani movie was a part documentary about me trying to figure out how to make it? And maybe I'm describing it even. And you hear it through the podcast. So then when people see the movie and then they hear the narration, they'll be able to actually see, like, oh, it grew from this.
now 9:14 p.m. I'm on my way back from hanging out with Mike and Mark today at the computer office. It's July 24th. as mentioned in my previous podcast episode, if you go to Instagram.com/Inspirado Projecto, you can see my new promo for the Yachtley Crew show happening on the 27th, which is only a couple days away, with Brace Band and Yachtley Crew. When is tomorrow? 25th. Okay, tomorrow's the 25th. 26th is Coach Housee, San Juan Capistrano, and then 27th is Starlight Bowl. So we're really making a big push for that, because it's an opportunity for all ages to go out there. All ages. You can even bring in food and drinks. You can bring out a blanket. I think the lawn seats are $15, and other seats elsewhere are different prices. You could bring in, how cool is that? You go out there, you hang out there in the lawn. The lawn could be just as fun as sitting out, in the pit in the middle of everything. I went to go see Lilith Fair one year at, what do they call it? United Center, I think they called it back then, Chicago. Me, Chris Zuliger, Andy Smith, and possibly one other person. We all had crushes on Jewel. Boy, that was, wow, phenomenal. That was phenomenal to see Jewel up there with her big, beautiful face singing. Who will say you're so good? But we had fun up there, hanging out in the lawn. So that's what I'd like to believe for the Starlight Bowl show. A lot of families will go out there. It's a rarity. It's a rarity for us to play venues actually that are in the Hollywood area. Besides, the Viper Room, of course, which is right there on Sunset Strip. So what's great is, it's rare for us to play all ages show. It's rare for us to play in the sort of daytime. It's going to be at 8, so that's cool. It's not late at night. Early enough for a family. And everybody could just have a real good time. Everybody can just have a real good time. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The promo I made, it's 1 minute long. It's long enough to fit on. I got it on YouTube. It's up on Instagram. And I had so much fun putting it together. It's up there now if you want to check it out. It's in the story, and it's also just on my page. So I'm contemplating not putting any more updates. It's going to be tough, because I'm going to want to be updating on the 26th, aren't I? There are no rules, because I have some other stuff I want to put up there too. I've been editing with the Video Leap program, which, by the way, the Wizard of LA told me all about. He's the one. He's the one. If the Wizard of LA didn't tell me about Video Leap, I wouldn't be able to. I mean, what's so great is that you can just edit this stuff right in your phone. I think it allows you to add a couple effects, but then you try to go after, above and beyond that, and it tries to make you buy the program, the update. I don't know if it's a monthly thing. Maybe I ought to check into it. What's cool is I love the fact that it lets you do narration now. Narration lets you do some sort of little bits of little bits of chroma key. What else? You know, all kinds of stuff. You just don't know. You just don't know what it's going to allow you to do and what it won't. Because there are some limitations. There are a lot of interesting things there. It lets you do glitch things. Lets you put subtitles. It's got sound effects. It's got some nifty filters too. So you can mess with the colors. I always love messing with the saturation. The more I can bring out colors and stuff, the more I love it. I love seeing it sometimes get messy. Sometimes I like to pull in the saturations just up to the edge until it starts, like, I like to see some kinds of variations in the, like, for instance, if there's a green tree, there's green grass. I like to see the different layers of the colors. It's cool so you see that it gets darker, then it goes lighter, and that kind of stuff is really cool. So I usually put it right up into the edge until the various colors are indistinguishable. Or sometimes I just really put it over the edge and just have all the colors blend. It's a lot of fun. I think it's one of my favorite things about Instagram is having the options to play with the shadows, the options to play with the filters, to play with the structure, mess with colors too. I love being able to, because like it'll have the shadows and it'll have the highlights, and so you can have a shadow. Sometimes what I like to do is have a shadow that's sort of like a dark purple, and of the highlights I'll do like a light blue or a light green, so then that shines through too. It's very interesting situation to play with. It's fun. It's very fun. So yeah, Video Leap, it's been helping out a lot. So I edited a lot of the new promo through I'll just say the skeleton. Yeah, I did the bass skeleton, so to speak, like the blueprint, if you will. And I dressed that up. So I had that. I think I emailed it to myself or something. And then I took that in Adobe Premiere and messed with the shenanigans even more. Sometimes you have no idea what direction it's going to go in. You just have no idea. Wow. Wow. It's astounding to see how this stuff is evolving. Various people we're meeting, various forces that we are combining and joining. I witnessed extraordinary teamwork today, extraordinary collaboration today at Mark's place with Mike, and seeing just how quickly those guys could get their brains together, how quick they could put their minds together and come up with ideas. So Mike had recently got a new used computer, but a high-powered computer. I think he found it at a swap meet or something. Then Mark at Mark's place, he's got a computer store. He's got all these old computers lying around, all over the place, all kinds. All over the place. I mean, everywhere you look, you see computers. He's got so many laptops, a lot of laptops that don't work. A lot of laptops that don't work. Oh, this person on a scooter is going as fast as the bus. That's cool. So, many of the laptops and they just do not work. He's got some that do. And that's part of the, that's part of the thing is that people come in and they go, oh my gosh, I need to fix this thing. Do you have this piece? And then he goes shuffling around, looking around his stuff, and he ends up finding a piece of whatever it is that that person happens to be looking for. And then there you go. You got a great team up there. Well, he and Michael were doing that, and it was just fascinating because Mike used to know a lot about computers too. He still does. He used to build computers. So the two of them together, figuring stuff out and putting stuff together, and just, kind of just coming up with ideas. By doing that, they ended up figuring out how to put together, how to build this ultimate computer that's going to be able to handle all of this, the editing power, the everything that you need for large files. So we're going to have tons of files for this thing to work with. Astounding. Just blows my mind. Alright, well, I think that's all for now. I'm going to get back to my bus trip here. We'll check back in later.
Love the Orson Welles intro. Thank you so much. That blew my mind away. I think I'm going to have to go back and program some artificial intelligence.
When we wonder about something, when we are curious about something, when we have a question about something, we put it out there, and later on the revelation comes to us, or the epiphany comes to us. Who's providing us with that answer? Is it us? Would you say it's you? You're the one who's providing the answer? Or is it a higher source? And if it's a higher source that's providing with the answer, do you value the input that you receive from the universe as much as you value the input that your friends and or family receive from the universe? Since it's coming from the same place, would it be wise to look at their ideas just as wise as the ones that you receive? There's a man walking down the street carrying a little cart. He's got a little cart, and on the cart is a speaker. And connected to the speaker is a microphone. And so the guy, he's got a hat on. I don't know if he's homeless or a street performer, but he's walking along, dragging the cart. And then you can hear him. I mean, that's just a great form of street performance art. If you ask me, secure. You know, this vehicle feels like sturdy and strong. Is this new?
2018.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still got that new car smell. It's got that feeling of like just freshness about it.
Yeah. It's a good car. Yeah.
So what do you like to do outside of Uber? What other interests do you have?
I retired about 2 months ago.
Oh, congratulations. The world's your oyster.
So now I'm doing this maybe, I don't know. I don't have a wife. I don't have any children.
Well, it's great. It's a great way to meet all kinds of different people. It's a great way to get out there in the world. It's a great way to stay social.
So I do this sometimes 4 or 5 hours a day, and I get to go home.
That's cool. So what else do you like to do? Do you like to write or draw or paint? Or, I mean, heck, you could do anything at this point.
Yeah.
Whatever the heck you want.
I like to listen to music. That's my thing.
Oh, that's great.
I love.
Let's see.
Unfortunately, I do not know how to play any instruments, but I enjoy music a lot.
Let's see if I got any hiding in here. Oh yeah, here's one. And I actually have a card in there somewhere. Anyway, this is a band that I'm in called Yachtley Crew. We're playing tonight at a place called the Coach House in San Juan Capistrano.
Oh, okay.
And
I've heard of that place, yeah.
It's our first time ever playing out there. We're so excited. And let's see, I know I got some cards in here. I want to show you what.
So what type of music?
Oh yeah, here we go. This is this is us. This is. Well, that's what we look like. So those are our superhero costumes. So we dress up. Oh, and if you like to drink cold beverages, I'll give you that too. That's what we call a cruisy. Normally a koozie, we call it a cruisy. So we play like 70s and 80s music, like Michael McDonald and Toto, and Lionel Richie, Christopher Cross, all those great soft rock classics from the 70s and 80s.
I see. Okay.
And so it's great. We got a saxophone in there, conga players. It's
So how many people in the band?
7.
Ooh.
7. Sometimes it feels like there's a lot more. It's crazy because I'm like, okay, are we all here? Is he?
That's great.
Oh, it's so much fun. We were having so much fun with it. So we're playing at the Coach House tonight. And then tomorrow, we're playing for the very first time ever the Starlight Bowl in Burbank, which I've never been to before. But it's a big,
I have no idea
it's sort of like the Hollywood Bowl, but it's a smaller version of that.
Oh, this is the place sometimes they have fireworks, I believe.
Oh, I think so.
On
Yeah.
On 4th of July, yeah.
And they got, big concerts playing there and stuff. And it's a wide open area. People can bring their food and drinks into the place, all ages.
That's beautiful.
Man, I love the all ages shows because we get to see the kids out there. And, these kids are hearing these songs some of these songs for very, very first time. And so I can only imagine how crazy that must be when they're attaching their brains that we're the ones who are the originators of this music.
So how long have you been with this band?
2 years. So we've been together since 2017. And we've been getting some great momentum. And the first Friday of every month over... Do you know where... Sunset Boulevard, the Viper Room over there?
Yeah.
So we play there the first Friday of every month. So we've been growing a really good audience there.
Yeah.
People came out from Arizona. I couldn't believe it. These a bachelorette party. They're like eight women who came out from Arizona to be there to see our band play. I couldn't believe it.
Great.
People fly out from Denver, and
That's
I'm just
so good.
blown
That's
away.
great for you, though.
Oh, I can't believe it. Just from watching our YouTube videos on YouTube, and they go, "Wow, let's go see what that's about," and they come right out. And man, I love hearing their stories. I love hearing how they came across us. How they're introduced to us by someone. And it's always funny. It's like, I'll ask them, hey, I like, it's cool you're wearing a hat, because a lot of times people wear the captain hats. Yeah. So you look out there in the audience, sometimes you'll see people just dressed just like us. And I'll be like, oh, wow, that's so great. You all dressed up. And they're like, well, this is my first show. This person over here is the one who introduced me, and then I kind of go down the line to find out. Okay, you brought this person brought this person, this person, and then you brought 3 people. Okay, cool. It's so neat.
But do you do your own stuff also? I mean, do you write free, record your own?
Well, you know what? We do have a couple of songs that we have been playing around with. We still need to add some extra parts to them, but we are, it's so funny. You're the first Uber driver to ask me this, because we are going to transition into that type of thing. I feel it in the vibe that we're going to slowly put in a little couple songs, maybe not even say anything about it, just stick it in there as if they were a part of, as if they were from the 80s or something. Yeah. And then just get people, because there's going to be some people in the audience who go, wait, this might sound familiar to me, but I don't know who did this one, you know? And so then people start singing along, and before they realize it, all of a sudden they're like, wait, that was an original. So we're going to kind of slip them in there like that. And so we got a couple that we're working on, and we're planning on I'm playing around with and showcasing out there to the world, and
having your own material.
Yeah, well, heck, you were saying that you like music. You might as well pick up a guitar or even a ukulele. Ukulele is only, 4 strings or something. Ukulele, and you'd have a blast, just by plucking those first strings and getting a chord out of it and going, ooh, that sounds nice, and then and you'd be so surprised by the kinds of songs that you could create just easily and simply. I mean, it could be one little note that goes doot 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 dit dit doot 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 dit dit. There, now you got a song, and now you just sing on top of that. And it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Once you start getting into the flow of it, and it's a relationship. You grow a relationship with the instrument, and it's like friendship. And you're like, okay, cool. Help me out here, because the more that you're going to want to learn about the instrument, the more it'll want to teach you. And you'll just accidentally come across really cool chords that fit together just on your own. So heck, especially now that you're retired, you might as well go out to the beach, grab a ukulele, play while the waves lap in. And make some songs, because that's what got me into started playing music. Was I was listening to music, and I go, I love music so much, I actually want to participate in it. I'm tired of just being an observer. And then once you start participating in it, wow, magic things start happening. Oh yeah, right here by this gate. This is perfect. Thank you so much for the ride, and if you can, think about coming out to the Starlight Bowl tomorrow. It's a big open space, and it's going to be a big open space, a lot of fun, a lot of families. You can bring your own food and drinks. It's a very cool spot.
Great.
Thank you so much. You
Best
take
of
care.
luck, my friend.
Hey, thanks a lot. You take care.
Over the course of 5-6 years, it went down in increments of 300 till my last, when they paid me for the last shot they used, which was a Counting Crows shot, it was for $150.
And it used to be what?
$1,500. Over the course of maybe 4 or 5 years.
And how big would that be on the page of Rolling Stone?
About a quarter of it.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
And so through the years, they just kept making it less and less.
And less and less. There were so many other magazines: Circus Magazine, Cream Magazine, Riff Magazine. You can go on and on. Guitar Player, There used to be an abundance of music publications. You know, just in America, you go overseas. I got great shots of like Def Leppard, Bon Jovi, and the Japanese would buy that shit up.
How many bands do you think that you shot over the course of those years?
I shot about 100, A-listers, solid. I used to say from Alanis Morissette to ZZ Top.
Did you ever run into Hunter S. Thompson when he was out there writing for Rolling Stone?
No. But I've run into mostly other photographers. Ross Halfin.
So other photographers that perhaps you had seen the work of previously?
Yeah, guys that I used to look at their stuff and say, wow, how did they get that gig,
Wow.
I just fucking got lucky. Ever heard of a guy named Eddie Trunk?
Yeah.
Eddie Trunk?
I don't think
So Eddie's had a radio show on Sirius for years.
Yeah.
But he also had a show on VH1 for like over 10 years called That Metal Show.
Yeah.
Well,
I went to it.
Eddie is responsible for me. All the doors that opened were because of him. I've known him since we were.
Yeah, he's got a show. He's a Trunk something or other.
He was vice president of Megaforce Records when he was about 24, 25. Megaforce Records. Everybody told him that they were crazy to sign this band from San Francisco. These guys came from LA, and everybody said, you're fucking nuts. I saw him play in a beer and shop place in South Jersey. It was Metallica. And the first couple of Metallica records are on Megaforce Records. And so that opened up, of course the world. But and think about it, in an era where everything was dominated by radio and video.
Yeah.
That's the way the product was sold, radio and video, to get people to the stores to buy the CD. That's the model. And so they didn't have any radio, Metallica. Nobody's playing Metallica. No video. And they started selling out arenas and became, so I think it's a great fucking story.
It's cool when you hear stories like that because it lets you know that there is no special conventional route to go, that there's always a way to kind of carve your own formula.
And they had come to LA first, and LA, in their own words, didn't treat them well at all. They didn't get it, they didn't treat them well, so they went east and wound up in New Jersey. The Megaforce, that guy from Megaforce was a DJ. No, I'm sorry, he was the sound man at a rock club in Brooklyn called L'Amour. And L'Amour was similar to this in a way that
I've done sound on L'Amour.
acts came through. You know L'Amour?
Yep.
It was in Brooklyn, 63rd Street, and a lot of great bands came through L'Amour. But he was a sound man. He decided he was going to start a record label. Why not? He got friendly with all the bands that came through. Anthrax was on there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Metallica.
Apparently they're going on.
I was just rewatching the Anthrax video. Not. Oh man, that was a festival. I was just rewatching the old Anthraxes. So he took a chance with those guys and signed them. So Metallica, Anthrax. Who else did he have?
My
on
friend
there?
Eddie Trunk he made Eddie the vice president of the label, and Eddie was, I guess, around 23, 24.
Yeah, he ordered.
So he had a radio show the whole time on a rock station in New Jersey, WDHA, but it's got a big listenership. So a lot of people listen to him on Sirius, and he's a fan himself. Yeah.
So he would get you into those shows because he had them on his record label, right? And then he got you to take
what
photos.
What happened was, I was an ad rep for a music newspaper. Okay, so my job was I had accounts like clubs who would tell me who was playing there every week, and then we'd be in the paper the following week. I would do their ads for them.
Oh, okay.
And one day, the managing editor came in and asked me if I had a camera. That someone got sick or whatever, could I go to this gig and just try to get a good shot because they were reviewing
So you're kind of
the
substituting
show.
for the other guy.
And I went to the show, and Eddie Trunk was there. And he said, hey, man, I didn't know you did photography. I said, I don't. And he said,
I don't.
I know. He said, hey, whoever gave you this assignment, though,
It's totally.
is your friend? But I said, yeah.
I was thinking that earlier.
2 months later, I was shooting Aerosmith. I'm backstage.
Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Not longer after that, Van Halen.
What the heck? You might have just been sitting there going, what the heck did I step into? Look at this. Look at what I'm in the middle of.
I don't get starstruck.
You're like in the eye of the tornado.
I don't get starstruck. Not who I am, and I've been around all my favorites. But I don't get. I know they're just like me. Right? The only person who ever made me be like, holy shit, was Eddie Van Halen.
Wow.
For me, just and I have some pictures of me with him, of course. And my smile is like.
Oh, how cool. How fortunate, what a great story, there's no, it's so funny, we always hear from the institutions, we always hear from the people who seem to know better, telling us a specific formula to go, a specific way to go. But there are so many alternate routes that you never even realize is a route that you're taking. You just said yes to a gig, taking a photography gig. You're just like, okay, I'm not a photographer, but what the hell, let's do it.
The show was Big Head Todd and the Monster.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But the headliner were the Allman Brothers. Blues
Cool.
Traveler was on that. It was called the Horde Festival.
The Horde Festival, yeah.
My job was to just get a decent picture of Todd Moore.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. They're like, please, just get a decent photo of the guy.
Well, come to learn though, when I started out, I thought I was doing horrible because most of my pictures sucked. But when I showed them to other people, they were like, "No, you don't understand. It's not. You don't get a lot of good ones. You're lucky if in many roles back then film, you get 3, 1 good one, and that's really actually the norm. It used to be the norm. Now with digital.
And plus with that 24 frames, it's such a precious thing. You're like, oh gosh, I got 24 frames here.
Yeah.
You're like, it's better be good.
Reloading was an art. Getting that film out, getting a new one in, and shooting. A lot of times you're only given the first 3 songs. Yeah, you're not
really.
So you're only given the first 3, no flash.
Hold on, I gotta put one up now.
So you really had to be like a sniper on that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you did not have the luxury of really
I was
spending
trying to
much
get
time.
Different spots.
I don't want to because I want this.
But over time, I was lucky enough that, again, friends would say, hey, you can stay and shoot the bullshit.
But
wow, man.
It was fun. All that's gone.
So I think
I'm going to write a book on record labels.
You really ought to write a book about all this stuff, all your experiences, the crazy conversations and stories you must have throughout the years.
That's true. I've been on the road.
People would love to read that stuff,
I've been on the road with Aerosmith.
You can make an entire photo essay book. How cool would that be?
But
A
yeah, there's
photo
so
of those
many
guys
of
and
them,
then a
though.
little bit of a... But
I've
you know
thought
what?
of
But
that.
it's your own perspective. That's the cool thing. The stories that you have, no one else has. That's what's so cool. You would put a photo up there, Aerosmith, and bam, maybe a little paragraph about some funny thing that happened backstage, while
I
you're...
used to have a website because my name was, I was known as Backstage Photo. That was my moniker for years. And unfortunately, in my divorce, my ex-wife, I allowed my ex-wife to get her hands on that. So I have to it shouldn't be too hard. But I have to get off my ass and rebuild a good site. I would have to buy my name back.
Really?
Backstage Photo. A name I had for years. I don't own it anymore. And,
Africa, I think that's a big proud thing.
What if it was like backstage photog? You just add a G onto it. So then it gets caught up in the search engines.
I could the Backstage Photo.
Oh, yeah, that could work. So your ex-wife somehow, but she wasn't taking any of the photos or anything, right?
What she
So how
did was the bill that paid for the service to host and whatnot was under one of the credit card.
That song was at the end of the night. Did go.
So, but it was like a yearly type thing. So I didn't. It wasn't in my mind.
Right.
And I wasn't getting notification either.
Oh.
So then all of a sudden one day, my site, Backstage Photo, which had 100 different major artists, different shots, I had a section of the passes, because I kept a lot of the passes that the bands gave me. And I had all the bands and the passes, the artwork, or something. They go nuts on the passes.
Wow.
And then a little thing about me. it was gone.
You know what? Hey, Chris.
My site was gone. And when I contacted it was register.com. They're like, we sent notification, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I got no notification. And that's when I realized it was her. Because they told me the billing address. And so I lost my...
Well, at the very least, you know, you could do sort of a poor man's version of a website. You could put up a Facebook page or something, you know, at the very least.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If I get off my lazy ass, I can... But
I mean, heck, in between times you do stuff here.
I got him out of the deal.
Oh, that's great. That's your son. Does he take photos or play music or anything?
I'm slowly putting the guitar in his hand.
Oh, cool.
Actually, I should have a picture of Nikki Six.
Oh my God, no way.
Yeah, I got it somewhere.
I gotta go down to March.
You got Nikki Six in there. That's awesome.
I shot my food a couple times. They weren't that good
Will
live.
somebody text me when the rest of the food comes? Sure. Thank you.
What food?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go downstairs. I gotta go talk to.
Whoa.
Huh? You know, something better. But that was my fucking nightmare.
9:20 to 11:20.
Something like that. 9:30 to 11:30. Hey,
Right in the earlier
Yeah.
get out of here.
So the fifth and day couple, you've done the 3-minute version? I swear it's long. What's a minute?
Yep.
3 minutes and 3 seconds.
Yeah. But it generally takes us 2 minutes to get
Why
on
does it
stage.
feel like it's such a long
last
intro?
minute.
We could take a few laps around the bar, like 3 laps around the bar. They would not expect it.
One full minute and give ourselves 2 minutes to walk to the stage and get up, then we'll probably still be standing there.
We should walk in slow motion and take 2-3 laps.
I want to time it so it's like, you know, I'm not blaming you. I'm not pointing the finger. But when I'm saying like we walk out and
I love how
time,
we
it would
put
be like.
orange or
But in a room like this, we gotta walk out.
Who's just gonna feel that? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and munch on a lemon right now. I'm gonna munch on a lime. Yeah,
I mean, I want to videotape you if you do.
It's like, it's so funny because it's like not like it's just a handful of grapes or something or carrots. I mean, this is serious fruit here. You really gotta be able to withstand
We could do
that kind of sour.
We should take it to Chazzy for that.
We could do that.
Oh my God, that would be great.
Tomorrow.
Chaz, eat this on stage during the show. I think it's great you got the flamingos, man. Those are awesome. Wowzers. Today's the 27th, July 27th. We're playing Starlight Bowl tonight for the first time. Grace Band is going to be there. 12-piece Elvis tribute. If you get a chance, check out Instagram, the Inspirado Projecto Instagram. If you go to Instagram.com/Inspirado Projecto and you go there, you can actually you can see as well the promo I made for tonight's show with Grace Band and Yachtley Crew. Last night, oh my gosh, we sold out. We sailed out the Coach House. First time we've ever played there. And I would say there were more people there who had not heard of us before than there were people who had been on to previous shows. And it's just incredible. It's just incredible. From this point forward, if I see anyone at a show who looks familiar, I'm just going to go ahead and say hi to them. Because this is the interesting thing. If they have been to a show, it'll be great to see them again. Second thing is, if they haven't been to a show, now, if they haven't been to a show, now they feel that they're recognizable. And what's great is now you've formed a rapport with these folks, and just becomes fun. It keeps going like that. That's what happened last night. It was interesting. The Coach House, I'd never been there before. The Coach House holds about 500 people, and there are a lot of tables in there. A lot of those tables in there. So there isn't much dancing room, really. However, having said that, I'm very impressed with the amount of people who did figure out a way to dance, despite the what might have looked like an obstacle. They were able to dance in the aisles and stuff, and it was really cool to see that, because I didn't know how that was going to work. They could probably clear out, I would say, if they cleared out that first group of tables. These are long tables.